You might be, Alex, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good, good. Good morning, everybody. This is the Board of Trustees' regular meeting dated April 26, 2022. It is 9 a.m. We are in the conference room, the Village of Oak Lawn. This is meeting number 2022-08. Roll call, please.
Mayor Vorderer.
Present.
Trustee Sack.
Present.
Trustee Pembroke.
Present.
Trustee Mallow.
Here.
Trustee Stalker.
Here.
Trustee Desmond.
Here.
Do I have a motion to allow Trustee Alex Olenichek to participate
So
telephonically?
moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Motion passes. Good morning, Alex. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Veterans may salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comments?
There are no public comments.
Thank you very much. Conflict of interest disclosure. Any trustee have any issues with any item on this agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to number 5, approval of the regular meeting minutes 2022-07, dated April 12th, 2022. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
We need a motion to amend first.
So moved. Wait a second.
Second.
We're amending them.
Okay. There was a error in one of the bands that are on the 4th of July parade. Instead of the walk-ins, it is the Young Guns.
All right, a motion on the amendment.
No, we have to vote on the amendment. We have a first, a second, we need a vote.
We do. So trustee Sack,
Yes.
trustee Pembroke,
Yes.
trustee Mallow,
Yes.
trustee Olenichek,
Yes.
trustee Stalker,
Yes.
trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the minutes with the amendment, please.
Motion.
Second. So done. Roll call.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Olenichek.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
New business by village trustees. Trustee Desmond?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick mention of the an event that's happening next Saturday, May the 7th. It is with the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation. They do a run every year to honor fallen officers, and this year we're doing called Support Officer Gary. Selling these T-shirts. So Conrad Gary was a native of Oak Lawn. His parents still live in Oak Lawn. Chicago police officer who tragically lost his life in Christmas of 2018, leaving behind a wife and a 6-month-old baby. So we are selling these T-shirts at Cork and Bean, $15 each. All the proceeds go to this Memorial Foundation. So that's next Saturday, May the 7th. If you want to run or if you just want to donate, you can buy one of these beautiful T-shirts at Cork and Bean for $15, and all that money will be donated. The other thing is now that the weather is getting nice again, people are out on the street, they're walking dogs, obviously pick up after the dogs, and also there are so many people that park on the sidewalk, especially when there's mothers out with strollers. They got to get out onto the street because they can't go down the sidewalk. People walking dogs, they got to get out onto the street because there's a car parked on the sidewalk. So I would like people to be more considerate of their pedestrian neighbours. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Desmond. District 2, Trustee Alex Olenichek.
I have no business to discuss.
Thank you, Trustee. District 3,
Thank you, Mayor. I have no new business today.
District 4.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item. Just want to remind the residents if they're interested in St. Germain's 5K run Saturday, there's still time to register on the school's webpage. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee 5
Nothing at this time, thank you.
and Trustee 6.
Just one quick item. Tonight at Bar 106 at 5 p.m., the Oak Lawn firefighters will be there raising money for the autism awareness. The proceeds from this get donated to the Special Rec Athletic Support Association in Oak Lawn. So it's at Bar 106 tonight, 10649 Pulaski at 5 o'clock. They'll be selling T-shirts, short sleeve, long sleeve, and accepting donations.
Thank
That's all I
you.
have. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. Village managers report?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to talk briefly about the situation with crime in and around Oak Lawn. Anybody who's been paying attention obviously is concerned. We hear frequently from people. And I just want to make sure that our residents, business owners, and neighboring communities understand that our police department is actively pursuing all of these cases. But because of the difficulties in our criminal justice system currently, especially locally in Cook County, they have to work excruciatingly hard, dotting every I and crossing every T, almost making things perfect. And I've had discussions with our chief and deputy chiefs about the idea of letting the perfect be the enemy of the good, if you're familiar with that statement. And by that I mean, when we do have good information on people, you know, do we make the arrests and hope that others in the criminal justice system, including state's attorneys, judges, feel the same way we do, and this board has, you know, from the beginning, going back 2 and 3 years when all of these problems started occurring and these increases in crime. And it's a tough struggle because nobody more than our police department wants our residents and businesses to know that they are not giving up. They are actively pursuing these cases. They have good leads in many situations. But again, they want to make sure that these people get brought to justice and not just arrested. So I do want to assure everybody, this board has been uniform in their resolve. We will spare no expense, especially when it comes to violent crimes against our residents and businesses. And there are active investigations into those that you've been reading about. And I can share cryptically and good progress. Again, the problem is we just can't, at this point, convey things because it could impact the investigations. But for those who are concerned, those who reach out to board members, staff, about these situations, please understand that we are not sitting on our hands. We are pursuing these people, and we will bring them to justice. That's all I have today.
Thank you, Tom. You know, it's very frustrating, this increase in crime we've seen here. We had a couple of high-profile incidents, and I've received quite a few letters from constituents on it. But I don't think it's unique just to Oak Lawn. I think that I think the entire region has seen an increase in crime, maybe even the nation. But I feel very confident that our police department is one of the best, and if there's a solution to it, they'll be there for it. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to number 8, the consent agenda. A request Board of Trustees approval of the Traffic and Safety Committee. This was a 6-0 vote. Recommendation for a one-way traffic west to east on Oak Center Drive between Minnick Avenue and 52nd Avenue on school days from 8:15 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. and 3:15 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. The principal of the school is the petitioner. And B is an ordinance 220825, which authorizes that. Ordinance 2208-26, an ordinance amending certain provisions of the Oak Lawn Village Code pertaining to real estate transfer, tax, and point of sale inspections. D is ordinance 22-08-27, an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issue of not to exceed $20 million Regional Water System Revenue Bond Series 2022 Senior Lien for the purpose of constructing improvements to the existing regional system, refunding certain outstanding obligations, incorporating a certain previous adopted ordinance, providing for the terms of security and payment for said bonds, and authorizing the execution of a bond purchase agreement with Misero Financial Incorporated in conjunction with the proposed sale of said bonds, and also authorizing the amendment of the $20 million Regional Water System Revenue Bonds Revolving Line of Credit, Series 2022 the related continuant covenant between ordinance number 20-05-13 of the village. E, Resolution 22-08-21, a resolution awarding Cimarron landscaping contract for the 2022 landscaping services within the village of Oak Lawn. And F, Resolution 22-08-22, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a software as a service agreement for Belfili and Sir Associates. And G, Resolution 22-08-23, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of an agreement and an assumption agreement, property tax assessment clarification agreement of 4101 West 95th Street, Oak Lawn, Illinois. A motion, please?
A point of order.
Yes.
Regarding, I don't have G.
I think there was an amended agenda. The mayor might have had both copies.
I think what we do is, we have to do a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with a second. So can I have that? We need that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Now let's remove item, a bond ordinance item that the mayor read off the consent agenda.
I'd like to remove 9 on our, and I'd like to also remove A and B.
You just,
9 was not part of the consent agenda.
Yeah,
That
mine
was-
is
All
not,
right,
but
so
yeah.
then let's vote on the remaining part of the consent.
And I don't
Okay.
have a G.
G was,
G was the one that was moved off the consent
Yeah,
agenda into item 9.
Yeah,
Yeah, G
I see.
became 9.
I see.
yeah, we
So
got,
we just
we got confusing agendas here.
Okay.
so
Okay,
what we need to do is now vote on the remaining
C,
items.
C, D, E, and F. Correct?
Motion to approve C, D, E, and F.
Second.
roll call?
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Now we take up A and B that trustee Malo asked to
Right.
have removed.
Right. Motion passes. A, a request Board of Trustee approval of the Traffic and Safety Committee 6-0 recommendation for a one-way traffic west to east on Oak Center Drive between Minnick Avenue and 52nd Avenue on school days from 8:15 to 8:45 a.m. and 3:15 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. And B is ordinance 22-0825, authorizing that traffic restriction.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
discussion?
Just to comment on that. This is in regards to Oak Center Drive. I know the school has reached out to residents, myself, trustee Stalker as well, to discuss ways to mitigate some of the traffic issues around the school there. They have come up with a way to be able to do that here in this request. I did speak to the principal yesterday. He assures me this is something that will work. The concern here is in regards to the one-way. This one-way will not start until the 2023 school year, so if you think this is going to happen immediately, this will not be something that will happen immediately. This is something that will happen once the 2023 school year comes in. There will be a learning curve for the new parents, sixth graders that will be attending the middle school. So he assures me that they will get the information that they need regarding this drop-off and pickup time. So it ends up being gridlocked during those times. It's a horrible situation. Nobody wants to drive over there. The residents were concerned. So I just wanted to make mention, this is not necessarily for right now. This is for the 2023 school year, so.
I also have a comment, Mayor.
Yes.
I want to just thank Sean McNicholas, who's the principal at the school. He notified all the residents that are affected by this in the homes that are immediately south of Oak Center Drive. About 20 of them showed up for a meeting. The meeting was conducted with a great deal of positive input from the neighbors. The original attempt was to have a one-way street going east to west. The neighbors said they wanted it west to east. It made sense, so that's the way it was changed. This is a good example of how neighbors and institutions in the neighborhood cooperate to get a better solution than was originally offered. And I want to appreciate the fact that Oakland Hometown Middle School organized this and got it done.
Thank you,
That's all
Chuck.
I have.
One other comment just regarding that. There was a previous one-way going westbound, and I understand that.
Yes.
My concern going eastbound is the drop-off, okay? Kids get dropped off on one side of the street. You know, there is a concern there for safety. I understand the residents are looking to get people out of their area, which is gonna help tremendously, but I wanted to make sure with the principal, with Sean McNichols yesterday, that the safety of the kids will not be compromised here with this change. So he assures me that they're gonna look into every situation and make sure that the kids are safe, being able to be dropped off. Nobody's gonna be, running in front of cars. So that was a concern for me. I understand the residents want people off their street. But the concern here is the greater good of making sure that the kids get to school safely, and get picked up safely.
Thank you, trustee. Roll call, please.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Motion passes. All right, ordinance 22-0827, an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issue of not to exceed $20 million Regional Water System Revenue Bond Series 2022, this is a senior lien, for the purpose of construction improvements to the existing regional system, refunding certain outstanding obligations, incorporating a certain previously adopted ordinance, providing for the terms of security and payment for said bonds, and authorizing the execution of the bond purchase agreement with Mizero Financial Incorporated in conjunction with the proposed sale of bonds. I'm confused here with all the agendas here. Okay, also authorizing the amendment of the $20 million Regional Water System Revenue Bonds Revolving Line of Credit Series 2020 and related continuing covenant agreement and ordinance number 2005-13 of the village. Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Motion passes. We move on to the village clerk's report.
We have disbursement resolution number 2022-08D dated April 26, 2022, for the amount of $2,602,860.83.
A motion to pay the bills?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Now we move on to the village president's report. I have a couple of proclamations I'd love to make. One is for Arbor Day, and the other is Gun Violence Awareness Day. So let me go through these. We will proclaim the Arbor Day, and whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was the first observed with planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heat and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. Whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. Whereas trees in the village increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of the business area, and beautify our community. And whereas trees wherever they are planted, are a source of joy, spiritual renewal, and now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the village president of the Village of Oak Lawn, Cook County, Illinois, in the exercise of its home rule powers, states that the village hereby recognizes April 29th, 2022 as Arbor Day in the Village of Oak Lawn. This shall be enforced in effect April 26th. I'd like to just mention that Oak Lawn's history goes back to the day when it was called Black Oaks, and that was a stand of oak trees that were hundreds of years old in the area of 96th and Central and Parkside. There still is a few of those old growth trees there. Oak Lawn has continued with its commitment to trees, and as I'm told by our village staff, we have over 12,000 trees in the Village of Oak Lawn, and we hopefully will continue that into the next century. Our next proclamation is a proclamation for National Gun Violence and Awareness Day in the Village of Oak Lawn. Whereas every day more than 110 Americans are killed by gun violence, alongside more than 200 who are shot, wounded, averaging nearly 16,000 gun homicides every year, and whereas Americans are 26 times more likely to die by gun homicide than people in other high-income countries, whereas in the average year in Illinois, 1,505 people die by gun deaths with a rate of 11.9 deaths per 100,000 people, making Illinois the 35th highest rate of gun deaths in the United States, whereas gun homicides and assaults are concentrated in cities with more than half of all firearm-related gun deaths in the nation occurring in 127 cities, whereas cities across the nation, including in Oak Lawn, are working to end senseless violence with evidence-based solutions, whereas proclaiming public safety in communities they serve as mayors is one of my highest responsibilities, and whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from people with dangerous histories, and whereas mayors and law enforcement officers know their communities best, are the most familiar with local criminal activities and how to address it, and in best positions to understand how to keep their citizens safe, and whereas gun violence prevention is more important than ever with the COVID-19 pandemic as it continues to exacerbate gun violence after more than 2 years of increased gun sales, increased calls to suicide and domestic violence hotlines, and increase in gun violence in all cities. Whereas in January 13th, Idea Pendleton was tragically shot and killed at the age of 15 on June 3rd, 2022, to recognize the 25th birthday of Miss Pendleton, born June 2nd, 1997. People across the United States will recognize National Gun Violence Awareness Day and wear orange in tribute to Miss Pendleton and other victims of gun violence. And two, loved ones of those victims, too. By wearing orange on June 3rd, 2022, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. Whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to do all that we can to keep firearms out of the wrong hands and encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our children safe. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the village president of the Village of Oak Lawn, Cook County, Illinois, in the exercise of his home rule power states the following. The village hereby recognizes June 3rd, 2022 as the National Gun Violence Awareness Day in Oak Lawn. This mayoral proclamation shall be in full force, effective as of April 26, 2022. Thank you. All right, we're moving on to executive session now. I need a motion for executive session for disclosing the meeting minutes of 2022-04 dated March 22nd, 2022, and 2022-5 dated April 12th, 2002, in the release of other minutes as outlined on the agenda here. And 3, discussing information regarding appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees or employees of the village. And 4, for the purpose or lease of real property for the use of the public body or setting of a price for the sale or lease of property owned by the public body. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Sack?
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke?
Yes.
Trustee Mallow?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. I want to thank everybody coming. That's the end of our public meeting. We will come back into open session here after our executive session discussions. Thank you for coming.